Were we going to get electrocuted by standing water and playing electric instruments? Maybe. Were we going to get sepsis from having sewage up to our ankles? Yeah, probably. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Dr. Phil Turner, and this is Punk Rock to Doc. Today, I'll be starting a whole new series of short stories and lessons called Lessons from the Pit. This is where I'll talk about all the crazy stuff that happened to me and all the crazy stuff that I learned from playing in heavy metal bands, touring around the United States, and touring around Europe. There's actually a ton of lessons that I learned from playing in bands and touring around and being stuffed in a stinky van with 4 or 5 other maniacs. And most of these lessons you could actually apply to everyday life or business or whatever you're doing right now. In this series, the videos are going to be a little bit shorter than my normal videos, but I hope you enjoy them nonetheless. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone who subscribed, commented, or liked a post. I love interacting with you guys. That's kind of the whole reason why I did this, so please keep it up. For everyone who has not subscribed yet, please do so. I look forward to chatting with you guys. And also, if you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, make sure to do that. I'll put a link for that down in the description. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone, the first lesson from the pit is consistency. I have no formal training in music. I have a degree in music, but that was more for like the visual and performing arts side of it. I was never classically trained, but I always wanted to play music. So what I did in high school, I bought a bass and started playing bass guitar. Seemed like easier. I have 2 less strings than a normal guitar, right? It's kind of like the play school version of a guitar. No offense to my bass players out there. But eventually I moved on to playing guitar, and in high school is really when I started playing in bands. I played bass in a lot of bands in high school. And then after high school, early college days, I started playing guitar in bands. And with no formal training, this is really when I first learned the importance of consistency. When it comes to playing music or learning an instrument, the only way you're going to get better is by practicing, and practicing a lot. Anyone who plays an instrument out there knows that. You know, I'm no maestro or anything, but I got good enough to play the music that I enjoyed. And consistency, it's the same thing with playing in bands. Every band I've played in has been kind of a DIY, do-it-yourself band. And you really start from the bottom. And when you start from the bottom, no matter what it is, if it's music or something else, in the beginning, you're probably not going to be very good. And being in the bottom and playing in a band, you're going to play a lot of small kind of shitty shows. And you have to just keep doing that to get better. But we knew as musicians, the more we played, the better we would get. So that's what we did. We took literally any show. I mean, we were playing people's basements. We'd play small bars, small venues. One place we played early on turned out to be like a BDSM bondage bar. I guess the leather masks and chains and whips should have been a dead giveaway, but we treated it like any other show, and we took every opportunity to perform seriously. I remember the worst venue we ever played was in Belgium. Now, obviously, we had done enough to, start touring around a bit, and we were halfway across the world. So we roll up to this venue, and it was literally like a storage unit that there was this horrible smell coming from. We walk in, it turns out there was standing water, like up to your ankles. There was nobody there, and there was no lights. Not only were there no lights, there was no stage, no crowd, nothing. It was just us and like the promoter and a couple of his friends. So here we were, halfway around the world. We had just come off, playing a couple at really big metal festivals, probably some of our biggest shows we've ever played. And then we walk into this like abandoned garage with just basically sewage on the floor. Were we going to get electrocuted by standing water and playing electric instruments? Maybe. Were we going to get sepsis from having sewage up to our ankles? Yeah, probably. But we had always been consistent, and that's what had helped us get to where we were, so we weren't going to stop now. So what'd we do? We did what we always did. We rocked the hell out of a toilet with 3 people watching. By doing things the right way and doing the right thing consistently, you start to build up a reputation. And really, in a small niche thing like death metal or heavy metal, your reputation is really all you have. So once you tarnish that, no one's going to want to work with you. No one's going to want to book you. Bands are going to stray away from you. And you also build up a fan base by being consistent. If someone comes to watch you and they really like your music and you come off stage and you're a total dick, they're going to remember the show as being worse than it was. They're going to remember your set as being shitty. And they're not going to be excited about what you have going on. On the opposite side of that, if you come off stage and you're approachable and you're just, kind of broing down and fanning out with the people who are there to see you, you've just built a fan, and that fan is gonna support your music. He's going to walk out with $30 worth of merch, and he's going to bring 3 or 4 friends to your next show. So it's always important to treat people like you'd want to be treated in the music scene for sure, but really in any industry. That's how you build your reputation, and that's how you really put out good energy and really draw good people in. The bands that I played in, we played some pretty big shows. Yeah, we were never always the best band on the lineup, but I guarantee after our set and throughout the entire show pretty much, we would have the most people at our merch table because we were really good at connecting with people, and people like to hang out and just kind of shoot the shit with us. And that's really, I think, what made people get into our music. I mean, our music was okay, but I think people really just liked the vibe that we were putting off. And that's something we consistently did. And that's how we kind of built up a fan base and we're able to start booking these tours around the United States and Europe. You know, we always gave 100%. We never big timed a venue or big timed a promoter. We always showed up on time. We were always well rehearsed. And I think those things really allowed us to grow faster than some other bands, because some bands would think, this venue's too small, we're not going to do that, or they would show up late, or they'd go over their set time. And once you do that consistently, people are not going to want to book you. So the takeaway here is consistency. The lesson is consistency. So if you show up to every opportunity that you've decided to take and you give 100%, you don't give up, and you're generally a good person and put out good vibes, you're almost guaranteed success. That's it for today, guys. Short and sweet. This is Lessons from the Pit, Part 1, Consistency. Make sure to keep checking back on my channel because I'm going to be sharing stories, some of them crazier, some of them, you know, maybe I shouldn't be telling on YouTube, but we're going to get into all that. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. Again, that link is down below. Like and subscribe. Now go forth and crush it.